There, we made it back. What a long flight that was. Here, let me stop the stopwatch and see how much it was time
Okay.
from when we left the hotel to
Yep.
when we got home.
The hotel in Sydney, Australia.
Okay, let me stop it here.
Okay. And look who came to pick us up.
There, it was 21 hours and 20 minutes from the from the hotel all the way back home. So that's not too bad from Sydney to White Rock.
We saw Cooper in quite a few videos, so we had to put Jake. He was our ride back from the airport.
The train on platform 1 goes to...
Well, here we are, last day of the trip. We're finishing up where we started from almost 3 months ago.
Yep.
At the Sydney Harbor.
It's a high of 18 today, and when we got here, it was 40 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, the day we picked up that jelly bean was 40 degrees. Holy cow. Anyhow, it's been a real busy 3 months.
A wonderful trip.
And a matter of fact, it's been 54 weeks we've been on the road now. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to going home now.
Me too.
Time for some home time.
Yep. We leave tomorrow, and then we arrive on our second tomorrow.
Yeah. So what was your favorite part of this whole trip?
What I really loved was the diversity of animals and plants that we saw here. We kind of forget that Australia is an island, and there's plants and animals that evolved here over millions of years separately from everywhere else.
Yeah, there's a lot of animals that we don't get to see at home. Take a look at some of them right here. And then we got to this one part where we were on an island, off an island, off an island.
That was Mariah Island. That's where we saw the wombats, the baby wombats.
Yeah, Tasmania was awesome.
It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. And one of my favorite times was going into the outback and hiking there, and to see Uluru, which is one stone. That's what you got to remember. It's one stone, one rock that actually goes 2.5 kilometers into the ground.
Yeah.
It's enormous.
And there's so many amazing different areas here in Australia. Like you get to the beaches and they got some massive cities here on the east.
The Daintree rainforest was gorgeous in the northeast, and the Great Barrier Reef. Like what a thrill to be able to dive and scuba in the Barrier Reef.
And the Savannah up north, and then the Red Center, and the Great Ocean Road on the bottom.
How many kilometers did we do, Craig?
Well, I did it, yes, 13,970 something, I think, in the Jelly Bean.
Yeah.
And that was an experience, traveling around that little Jelly Bean.
Yeah, except for Tasmania, where we couldn't take the Jelly Bean over, and we had to park it in the parking lot, go over on the ferry, and rent a car.
Yeah, there was some surprises on this trip too.
But Craig, do you know what the very, very best part of this trip was?
What's that?
This. Not the Opera House. I'm talking about Cooper. Seeing our guy Cooper.
I am the watcher over my city. I am Batman. Yep, we had some great time visiting with him again, and now he's in Cairns and he's working again. And he's going to be staying here for as long as he can, as long as they let him.
So we might be back after all.
Now, what are some of the surprises on this trip? For me, one of the surprises is the cost of some of the stuff here. Hyperinflation has really hit Australia more than I thought.
Like it has everywhere. We saw that in Mexico and in the States as well, in Canada. And we've heard from people, that that's happening in Europe as well.
But the prices here, some of the ones surprise me, like the price of eating out. And the three of us, like, we would even just go to McDonald's and have breakfast and coffee. And it'd be like $60 to eat breakfast at McDonald's. And I'll show you some prices here. The cost of spirits is very expensive.
You were surprised about your rum.
The rum, actually, I didn't even have one when I was here because at $60 a bottle for a small bottle, no, I wouldn't do that. And look at this, the cost of Coca-Cola, a 24 pack of cans is like $36.
Talk about a sin tax.
Yeah. But the thing about the pricing though that surprised me is everywhere you go, the price on the tag is the price you pay at the till.
The taxes are worked in. There is a GST, but it's worked into the cost already.
And the part that I really liked is when you go for a meal, you actually, tipping's not expected.
No.
You actually go up and order your drinks and you tap for it right there. And you go up and order your food and you tap for it.
Yeah.
And the price you see on the menu is the price you pay. There's no taxes added on top and there's no tipping expected.
They
and
deliver.
That made it really easy to holiday.
Yeah, and the really good thing to understand about that is that their minimum wage is a lot higher here, and so the servers are paid really quite well.
So you don't feel guilty about not doing it.
There's no guilt about it, but it is a difference for sure.
Anyhow, it's been a fantastic trip, but honestly, I'm tired.
He started driving the jelly bean. I did drive a couple times, by the way, when it was completely away from everything and everybody, and I had to go straight.
Yeah. And I didn't total it up right now, but by the time this video comes up, I will. But I'm making a guess right now of how many steps we did in Australia. And I bet you we got close to 1 million steps here. Anyhow, I'll put the number right across the top here when we get home when I figure it out from our steps.
He loves lists and numbers and pro-con lists and databases and spreadsheets. It's his thing.
But I'm not going to tell you how much this trip cost because it was a little bit more than we thought.
It was priceless. Priceless, Craig.
Okay, let's call it that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, to end off this video, I've got a couple of minutes here. We're going to show you highlights. So let's get into that, and you can see the highlights of this trip.
Thanks for coming along with us.
Yeah, thanks for traveling along for the last 54 weeks.
Yeah. Where will they go next?
That's a good point.
That's a good question. Well, we got some time at home to think about it.
We'll tell you on the next video. Okay, watch the highlights and see where we got to on this trip.
Okay.
Every time that you walk through the door, I'm hit by the same old